Late. This is going to be fun. First time that I'm actually... Well, probably not the first time that I'm actually late. It's only by 2 minutes though, so yay. Just waiting for Valhalla to load in. In the meantime, I'm just setting everything else up. But anyway, how... caps lock, fuck. This is going to be fun. I hope at least. At least when Valhalla finally loads in, actually. Never forget that you still have to boil pasta and ensure dinner is not just ready. And then I have 10 other things that I need to do right now. That's for tomorrow. But Valhalla takes some time to load up. Not as much as Kern Bashar. Usually there's still enough for me to actually, you know, do it beforehand. Birch. Do they actually see the... Yes. There was a weird bug thingy where they didn't see the water. Also, today we're supposed to work on the polar bear habitat. I don't know if we first should start building the bridge or actually do the polar bear habitat itself. We shall see. I should probably also set some music up. This is why I usually want to be basically earlier than later. Because now I am just struggling to get by. Alright, don't... 4. But anyway, how are you guys today? Hopefully you were better organized than I was. Because... yeah, I was supposed to go live at least 10 minutes ago, but no. Let's pick that picture. But... and of course, because Discord... so... hey Salty! I mean, hey Croc! Did Lena give you your cookies? Alright. Now I need to start the recording software. Alright. I want this to actually... I know it sounds crazy, because there are polar bears that are definitely able to eat you, but I want this to really feel like it's the place where they're mining the ice. Excuse me. Because I think they're letting this one like grow back because it's been chipped away that much. And this one they're letting it grow. This one is big enough that they're like chipping it back again. So this needs to look like an ice mine. And through that I can also make it slightly... or should I build a bridge first? I don't know. Like, this is why I kind of went for Canal Bashar for a while, because I don't know where to start. That's the most difficult difficult thing when it comes to building. It's not building itself for me, it's just the starting point, finding that. Bridge is stupid work, start with the other thing. Alright. Oh, I need to still... 1 second. I know this is also stupid work, but I will otherwise forget. Like, that's a very minor thing. It's still a little bit difficult, like, where to really... Where's the ice? I can't use these walls because they actually have a brick texture. Why is... Alright. Let's think. I want a cave. So if we want a cave, the workers are coming from here, so there needs to be something, like they will probably... I'm just throwing ideas around. Oh, there should be a cooler there as well. So they're coming down here. They would most likely excavate this area then first. So I already see like a natural ice wall that they could have been excavating here. Why is my game so laggy today? Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm playing MC Minecraft. Hang on, I'm also going to place this one here. Then it's straight here. Then we could actually have a ladder going down. Then a ridge here. But no problem, Croc. Anyway, I need to... So... I'm going to have to keep lowering these whenever they surface again. It's like, no, you stay down. All right. Yeah. Eye itches. Luckily, when it comes to ice walls, I can just, as long as they're really blocky, then it all in a way makes sense. So I'm just throwing things. You think I'm hungry? Of course, everybody is always hungry. If you're not hungry, then you're lying, because you're hungry. Now go eat. Hey Inspector, how are you doing today? Trying to build a mine of ice. Today is Kane Lurk Day, not been sleeping well. Energy for life, chatting on stream is low. No problem, Kane. Like, there should probably be some loose rocks as well. I'm doing fine, Inspector. Let's just say I was a little bit flustered because I was a little bit late today. And with that, I mean 2 minutes. Like, I know for a lot of you guys, that's probably like, that's 2 minutes. Like, why are you worried about that? It's because I like being on time. Can I just have some icicles that... You guys know I'm going to copy this wall around. Because it might be a little bit too much overkill work to not do that. Copy pen. I just had pasta. It's the reason why I'm late. Because I forgot that I finished most of it yesterday, so I had to boil new pasta because I didn't really judge well how much sauce I made. So now I'm probably going to eat pasta for about 2 weeks. I have enough pasta sauce for 2 weeks. What about you? Because I'm also the only one eating it here, that means it's all going to me, which is not a bad thing. It's just, yeah, I will be eating pasta for 2 weeks. That hasn't really fully synced in yet. So whenever it does, then I'm going to go into too much pasta. There's literally no real reason behind, well, behind how I'm placing these things. It's just blocky ice. And that's it. Ice. So if anybody thinks like, oh, is there way of doing this? Yeah, ice, blocky. There you have it. Sounds very dismissive now that I think about it, but there really isn't that much thought behind all of this. Like some habitats have like a huge amount of thoughts of like, oh, it's supposed to go like this and that and such. This one is not. It's just, I felt like building an ice quarry. Because it's not a mine, because it's not underground. It's like, that's the difference between a mine and a quarry, right? I have no idea, actually. And of course some ice on the ground, because they're cutting into the glacier here. And if I'm correct, because I had to look up how glaciers work, after you go a certain, like, you have a small layer of snow and then you immediately get into ice. Because a glacier is, I wouldn't say living, but it's over time starts building itself as well. I really need to find some new music from this artist. So, again, don't put too much thought behind this, it's just blocky ice. Don't have to be afraid of. Wait, ice bears can climb, right? Then we're just going to see some wonky ice bears. I'm fine with that. Thank you, building thing, for glitching out. Putting it a little bit longer. That's a little bit too long. I would like to have like some kind of just thing that would make it really look like a quarry, which would be like pickaxes and such. But I can't really do that because we don't have those things. Everybody here asking for birds, I'm asking for skulls and pickaxes. Although I'm also asking for beavers. Beavers for quite some time now, actually. Going to drag the mic a little bit further to me, or close to me. I'm inevitably going to smack into the mic with my glasses, because I have zero recognition of where my mic is at any given time. How do you get your inspiration? Well, first I open a bottle of wine. No, I actually don't really drink that much. It's mostly, as I said, the beginning is the hardest. But after a while, I mean, in Valhalla, it's a Norse-inspired thing, and then I thought of Norway, and then the first thing that I thought of was glaciers. And that would, so far, that's like the perfect way to incorporate, like, I mean, we have a penguin habitat right next door. And then I thought, like, oh, there's a civilization here. They want to profit off of this. Well, the rest of the world needs ice. They have ice in large quantities here, so they're going to mine it. Poisonblade wine. Red wine, though. I don't like white wine. Although, granted, I did... Like, if there's nothing else but white wine, then I will eventually drink it. It's just not my favorite. This is Frozen lore. Frozen. You ruined my ice business. I already said I was going to copy walls. And then just delete some things. But yeah, it's kind of like that actually. Although I didn't think of the movie Frozen. Like, I can give myself that much credit. I didn't think of Frozen when I was getting the inspiration for this. Also, hey Harry, hey you to my favorite murder squirrel. My murder fortress in Valheim is looking good. It's being swarmed by trolls, but it's still looking okay. I don't know if I will ever stream Valheim though, because it's mostly just me gathering resources, building something. And I also want to build a second base. Because I'm an overachiever, so let me have that. I don't want that overhung. That thing, I just want that. But I do like being a murder squirrel. I also just slept for like only 5 hours today, so maybe I do need some wine. Cause funny thing is, coffee puts me to sleep, alcohol wakes me right the fuck up. So that's fun when it's New Year's and you drank quite a lot of glue wine and then also some champagne, and then you want to sleep and then you can't. Like, if I need to stay awake for something, I'm grabbing the bottle. Like, don't give me coffee, like that will just put me right to sleep. Even though I had a coffee addiction, which might have made me like resistant to coffee. Maybe that's the reason why coffee doesn't affect me anymore. You guys are also seeing like the flickering of the light on the ice, right? It's weird. Ice is not supposed to flicker. At least not to my knowledge. Alcohol makes me sleepy. Alright, so if we need to knock out Inspector, just, you know, make sure that his coffee is like 50, well, maybe 80% alcohol. But then I'll also like vodka. Hey, Giorgio. Just KO me with a bottle of wine. Just smack you right across the head. Hey, apple juice stomach makes me diarrhea. And oh, at least you know what you need to look out for. I want to make a sled. And then for the polar bears, that's now it's all the business of trying to make sure that the polar bears can actually get there, which I think if it's snowy, that means they can. Do you actually have a stream schedule, or do you just stream when you want to? The only thing that's completely certain is that whenever there's a video, or supposed to go a video, then I won't stream. Pretty much every other day there's the possibility of streaming. But it's most likely in like the weekends and such. So basically every day there's a chance of me streaming. The chance is being completely nullified when I have a video going live that particular day. Because when the video goes live, then it's, you know, how do you say it? When a video goes live, I usually make everything on the channel happens at the same time, or like it's always, for me at least, 8 p.m. I think it's also 8 p.m. for you, Spectre. But I always try to make sure that if there's something going on the channel, it's at 8 p.m. That looks a little bit like a mine. And basically you can sort of tune into the channel every day at 8 p.m. If nothing is happening then there's nothing just going to happen that day. And otherwise there's usually either a video or I'm streaming. Although today wasn't a good example because I was 2 minutes late. I probably shouldn't beat myself up over 2 minutes of being late. Where's Lena? She's hunting for cookies. So She's hunting for the mysterious cookie monkey. Or she wiped out on a snow scootering adventure. That could also be a thing. I want to make a sled. That seems like a reasonable thing. Because it's probably far easier to get a sled along this place than to try and make anything else go. Like a cart and wagon that's just going to slide everywhere. Also, I just want to build a sled. Let me build a sleigh or sled. That in Dutch that doesn't sound right. Now that I think about it. That doesn't look right. Why do I now have like the mental image of a monkey made out of cookies in my head? No idea, but here we are. Needs to be a little bit higher. If I can use these, that would be amazing. It will probably be the first time that I can. Sadly, they look broken. So that's probably not going to happen. But hey, at least I can make it a fancy sled. I'm gonna put up my plans too as well. Good idea. And then we had one thing here. Yes. That's not the right angle. There it is. Actually, I don't need the upper part. Don't ask me why. Well, in a way it makes sense to have a sled here because they would need to transport the ice. So it makes sense, but also I just really wanted to build a sled. Which again, in Dutch, isn't really a good word. Or at least... yeah... it's kind of a word that I usually wouldn't use. Let's put it like that. What animals or region would you want for the next DLC? Northern Europe, or just European, or North American? Like, I think we have enough tropical animals or warm climate animals. We need some cold ones again. And I do know that a lot of people want birch. I am kind of indifferent towards birch. It's like, okay, if we get them, but they're not really a top priority for me. Like, I want just some, like, I don't know, deer, a beaver or a fox, like, not really the noteworthy animals. That would fall off. Wait. Row of. I'm having fun building a sled. I really want to be... yeah. Although I do hope that there's... like... especially with the beaver, I hope that they allow the beaver to make their own den. Because that would just be cool. Now I have a sled. Oh wait, it needs a place to handle the... probably sled dogs. Or maybe they are using the polar bears. Everything can work if you make up a proper backstory for it. That's at least what I learned in college. Oh wait, that wouldn't be around. I don't know actually if it's like the right thing to learn in college though. This probably should be rounded in the front, but it's like a simple sled just for the carrying ice from point A to point B. Yeah. Snow. Not that one. tracks. But I'm actually really curious, how many of you guys who are right now watching want birch? Or at least really want to see it as like the next animal to be added? Because usually people are screaming for birch, but it feels like lately we have been kind of just like, I mean, we would like birch, but there are also so many other animals that we want. Although I do know that eventually we're going to get birch. Or at least, here's the sad part, we're going to get birch if Planet Zoo survives that long. Because Frontier, if like interest for Planet Zoo, let's say, just drops tomorrow, how motivated is Frontier then to keep going? And that's always a risk. I don't know why I pronounce the S on that word so much. I do really hope though that this is completely off topic in a way, but I do hope that this year the like Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo meeting is allowed to or can go on, because I missed some of you guys. And I'm also I just want to see how. Is it bad to say how many of you guys will puke on roller coasters, or is that like okay to say? And a good marine lineup, yes. And like with a lot of like, let's just say very small fish, like, I don't know, a clownfish or something. They could literally just put like an effect spawner thing in. I don't think anybody's really going to care if you aren't really, like, if you don't have to take care of them. I don't think that many will really mind that too much when it's like very small fish and it's just an effect thingy. Or if you can have like the smaller exhibits, because putting clownfish in the exhibit of the size that we have right now would seem kind of ridiculous, because that exhibit is just too large. Clownfish needs... Yeah, they need the entire Atlantic. Are clownfish actually from the Atlantic? I don't know. I'm really curious what... I see two swans in here. I don't know what you guys see in it. They really want us to start building ice palaces. I don't think anybody, like a week after the Arctic Pack was released, was building ice palaces anymore. I certainly have never built an ice palace. I kind of forgot that we had these pieces until somebody pointed it out. But that's actually kind of with a lot of pieces. Like, a lot of them I just forget because I don't use them. Alright, so this is going into the heart of the glacier. So this supposedly is mostly going to be ice. Only when I'm doing rock work am I allowing the align to surface thing to work. Or plants when they need to go up a building. I never build with ice. Yeah. I mean, I am going to use ice in Kian al-Bashar as well. And I'm not saying how I'm going to use ice in Kian al-Bashar. You just have to, you know, believe that I can make it work. But then we're also getting ping wings in Kian al-Bashar, and nobody really takes that one serious. Guys, I'm not smart enough to make up those kinds of lies of like, yeah, I'm not, or am I going to put ping wings in? Like, I'm not smart enough to keep those things straight. If I'm saying we're getting something, we're usually getting it. Hey, mutant. So, but for anybody who just joined, we're building an ice mine with a sled that I literally just built, because why not? I also want to build a hot air balloon. The easiest thing though is boop. Like, I could build all of these things custom, but look at the size of this habitat. And this is all going to be a mine. That's a little bit too much to build constantly custom. Ooh. But hey, at least now you guys know how I do all the rock work. Because Valhalla requires a lot. Scan Object doesn't actually require that much rock work, now that I think about it. Kian al-Bashar is actually, when it comes to rock work, quite easy. Mostly because there are no mountains. Or at least the mountain areas are finished. How you guys doing today? Well, at the start of this morning, I couldn't feel my fingers. Because it was just that cold. I love rock work though. I do as well. I never hit record. Shit. Now I have to build another rock wall, because otherwise nobody knows how. But, well, since I'm not recording, I guess, damn it. This is a little bit too much rock work to not do some copy and pasting. But this might also have been what happened with the pagoda. I don't know. I don't want to go too much into the pagoda thing, but yeah. But I went for a jog with my GF this morning and almost everything froze. Damn it. And I'm too visually minded, so now I... Quick, say something weird. Just so that I can have this image out of my head. I'm not going to tell you guys what image I have in my head, but... Just say something weird. No, wine. I do still have glue wine. That image is not disappearing. I will now forever have that on my mind. I think, Inspector, that you might know what I have on my mind, which, let's just say, it's a... No. Flying blue pigs. I see tiny pigs with wings. Like, when it comes to building, being very visually minded is really amazing. When it comes to those things, it's like, please God, no. Now I'm recording, so even though all of this you are not going to see ever again on the... Well, you are going to see it, but just not in the way intended. There's so much snow here that just didn't become snow. It's also shiny. Hey, Blue Lena, or Bully Lena. But I think, Inspector, you know what I had on my mind. And now it's back. Damn it! Let's just... I mean, we're all grown-ups here. As soon as you said everything froze, I just had a frozen ball sack on my mind. Don't question my brain, just feel sorry for it. Will this be uploaded? Well, probably not, because it's huge. But Lena, I think you arrived at just the right time when we started talking about frozen ball sacks. That would be painful though, if it like freezes to your pants and you have to, you know... Like, I've never had that, but now I just have like that train of thought of like, what if if everything froze and your, you know, freezes to your pants? Do you just wait until it defreezes or melts, or do you try and rip it free, although then there's the risk that you rip everything? Or the murder trigger. Because I know, Lena, you're secretly here for the murder. You're here to learn how to get away with it. Which is just simple. Don't leave any witnesses. And 20 steps to the gut will do anything or anyone in. If you want to extract someone's deepest secrets, pulling fingernails helps. Now I have the image of pulling fingernails, which is mildly disturbing, but visually better than the frozen ball sack. Let's just put it like that. Imagine sitting on a ski lift butt naked, and now imagine having to get off on your... No. Lena, I'm a guy. Even though I say I'm a squirrel, I'm still a guy, and that's... the image is... Let's just go back to the pulling of fingernails. And mutants, it's a Poisonblade stream. What do you think? It usually only takes 20 minutes until we start talking about murder. Blunina, don't put that image in my head. What sound would it actually make when you like... everything is like frozen stuck and then... you know... you have to get off? What sound would it make? Would it be like the breaking of ice, or would it be like the ripping sound of... I think everybody just likes the mental image of pulling fingernails a lot better than that. Just the mental image. It's definitely more disturbing, the pulling of fingernails, but it's less there. I think this wall needs to be higher, like a lot higher. So, there's a cooler in there, somewhere. There it is. Found you. Now back in your place. Yeah, but is anything elastic when it's frozen? But then also, if it's completely frozen, that means it's already dead, because, you know, frostbite. Skin dies off before it's like frozen. Unless you go into like a blast freezer. So you wouldn't actually feel anything, because it's already dead and probably already turned black. Now, everybody have fun with the mental image of a black ball sack. But you wouldn't really feel anything, so there wouldn't be any screaming. There might be screaming from nearby people who are like, what the fuck? Because probably people nearby are going to scream because you're frozen to a chairlift. So some ice, because it is going to grow, but my will to imagine is strong. I mean, now I just have the mental image of breasts being frozen to a bra. Although women's pain tolerance is absolutely higher than men's. Like, without a doubt. Because humanity would stop existing if men had to give birth. Like, I think that's just a given fact by now, that like, if men had to give birth, then yeah, humanity would stop existing. Poison, please don't put any more images in my head. No. Frozen nipples. Mental images to keep you awake at night. Inspector, weren't you happy that you joined the stream and now you have the maybe perhaps mental image of a frozen ballsack and frozen breasts? I don't think they would carve out that much more of the... Or would they? I'm trying to cope with this. Your mental images will give me nightmares. Good. This is what happens if I don't get enough sleep. Although this time I had 5 hours of sleep and not the usual 3, so it's getting better. I should just start day drinking. Well, not day drinking, I should just pick up my old coffee addiction again. I wanted to say something soothing, but my brain doesn't work that way. I don't think anyone's brain right now works. Just in general. I do really, like, here's the weird thing, I really love where my mind goes when I'm sleep deprived. Although I do know that's probably not healthy. My brain has died. Yay! We fulfilled our goal. There's still some rock in here. This is supposed to be all ice. No rocks allowed. Yeah, the goal of these streams was to mentally kill Inspector. We've lured him here, and now we have killed his brain. Alright, stream is over. Need to smooth this all out. Needs a lot more ice though. My neighbor is playing Christmas music on the radio and it's driving me insane. Why? It's February. I love that I'm part of the stream. Great guest interaction. And now back to the mental images that will haunt you forever. Again, my brain when I'm sleep deprived is like, in a way I love it, in a way I also hate it because I have no idea where it's going to go. And it's weirdly similar to how I act when I'm drunk. Or early to the party. Way too early. Am I the... I never like Christmas music. Even when it's Christmas, I just don't. There's some Christmas songs that I might like, but that's because they don't really sound like Christmas songs. But I never really, like, I don't go for Christmas music usually. Like, is that weird? Like, as soon as it's like, not even December, as soon as it's like November, Christmas music just starts invading our world. It's kind of like a freaking plague. Like, do we have any Halloween music? That would be much better. Excuse me. When I hear Mariah Carey's Christmas song. Yeah, the annoying thing is they stick in your head, or at least some of them really do, and then it's just like you find yourself just quietly humming them when you're in the shower or something, because it's just like some songs are just so annoying, but they're also kind of catchy that they just get stuck in your brain. Oh, just another mental image, or, well, mental image. Audio image, or audio thing, just to haunt Inspector even more. Da 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 da. Anyone from basically the Benelux area, well, maybe everyone, but most people from the Benelux area hate that tune. Or at least they don't hate it, but it's something that just gets stuck. I have an Efteling subscription, so I'm immune to this attack. Damn it. Mutant wasn't. I knew I was going to get someone. Hey Isla, how are you doing today? Also, this stream is just a stream of horrible mental images. And also the I really thought somebody was coming into my room, which that would have been a thing. Because again, I sound kind of like I'm drunk, but that's just sleep deprivation. Good. Now you're here to have horrible mental images that will haunt your nightmares. I mean, we got Inspector with the image of a frozen ball sack. Also, this is supposed to be a... well, you won't have a quiet evening watching Poison. Well, that depends. If I have, let's say, 9 hours of sleep, I'm pretty normal. To my standards. But when it's any less, then... oh boy. Then you're in for a wild ride. Yeah, where's this ball sack? Well, we started talking about how it's like freezing in the Netherlands right now, and that in the morning everything when it came to Inspector was just frozen, and then I had the image of like a frozen ball sack because a sleep deprived brain will go anywhere it wants. Is it the biggest one? I thought there was a larger. It's called large. I thought you created a ballsack rock formation. Probably. I mean, given with all of the rocks that I've placed, there's probably a formation that looks like a ballsack by now. So, some icy pillars. You should do that now. I mean, I can. I don't think we have that, like... I don't think we have, like, round rocks. Silence, Inspector. Otherwise I will put you out in the snow completely buck naked. It doesn't... I don't want it to be too obvious though. That doesn't look right. Again, I'm going to slightly hide it because I mean I had some ice rod here, but I'm not going to make a huge ball sack. It's crooked. Are you shaming Inspector Rock? Are you shaming Inspector? Inspector, she just shamed your, you know, ball sack. I mean, it has to be accurate, right? Now it's accurate. What has this stream come to? Alright, I'm giving you that one thing, Inspector. You're getting this one thing. That doesn't really work. Oh god, I'm going to stop there. So, what have you guys been doing today? So this is the bridge, so if I want bears to come over here, they need to have something there. Hey Slug, you just missed a huge portion of sleep deprivation is a good thing for your brain. Oh god. This sound look. What the hell? First of all, roots. How long are you awake for now? Well, I only had 5 hours of sleep. So yeah, let's just say yesterday I got Valheim and I started playing it and didn't stop. You happy, Inspector? Again, I'm really hoping that this year the community meetup is going to happen, because this is just amazing. I also just miss you guys. Obviously, you can do whatever you want and can sleep whenever you please to, but don't cut your night's rest just for us. I don't. It's just like sometimes I just forget to sleep. And sometimes I just want to finish that one thing. Like with streaming, I'm as soon as I feel sleepy, I stop. It's just well, I just forget that I'm human and need to sleep. Because I'm just like, I need to finish this, I need to finish that, I want to work on that, and then it's just like, oh, and it's 4 AM in the morning and I don't have time to sleep anymore because I need to wake up and deliver newspapers. Great. If people are going to make fun of frozen private parts, I want to be immortalized in Valhalla at least. Well, right now you are. You might need a little bit of a trim though. Or not, depending on what you want. I want more slats. 1 second, I need to know if I'm mispronouncing it or not. No. Why the fuck is it saying that I said it in Bulgarian?
Sledge.
Yep, I've been mispronouncing it. Sleigh. Or sledge. Will you be playing Prehistoric Kingdom? I might, depending on like how the building is, because I don't want to build something modern. Like, I have an idea for what I would want to build with Prehistoric Kingdom, tying back in with all of the world lore that I've built so far. But I just need to know a few more things before I can say, like, yes. But I'm definitely interested in it. I'm also interested in Paralives, which is probably the only place where I do build, or will build modern things, because that's... Actually, it's the same with The Sims. Like, I always build modern things there. Or realistic things there. But then I also just send my Sims off to get impregnated by aliens. Like, I literally have a mod to increase those things. Or increase the chance of that. It's the only mod I have, because I don't trust mods overall. We should have more things. Like, we should have some here. I just... Don't you judge me. It doesn't work though. So... from what time to what time do you deliver newspapers? I have to get up at 4 in the morning. Oh, I'm going to stop recording. But yeah, I have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I have to be on my bike to pick up the newspapers at 5. And then I have to be finished before 7. So I have a 2-hour thing or gap in which I deliver the newspapers. But yeah, after I'm finished, I go to bed. Or at least that's what happened today. That I just continued playing Valheim with Esther and Jonty and Drew until 4 a.m. Which is usually also why, like, streams, I will usually never go that much beyond 10 p.m. Because if it's any later than that, then I know that I'm not really getting any sleep. Do you use a car? Nope, I am on a bike. I've only fallen once though. I did take my entire bike on top of me, but yeah, you just learn to sort of go with it. I mean, this is actually a lot of ice. Like, if this is all straight down, that is a huge amount of ice. I need to move the mic because I'm moving backwards. A squirrel spends up to 60% of the day asleep, which means that an average squirrel sleeps for almost 15 hours each day. Googled it. Are you sure about your spirit animal? Yes. I mean, I have the attention span of a squirrel. I admire tenacity and courage. I hate riding bicycle and cold, so... Yeah, and now all the roads here are basically ice skating rinks. And then don't forget, Saturdays are the worst, because it's like, I don't know. I usually 80 newspapers, which weighs just as much as my high school backpack. And then on Saturday, it's like triple the weight. Insomniac Squirrel then, yes. But here's the thing, every time I've made like a voiceover sleep deprived, people love it. I'm not sleep depriving myself for voiceovers, it's just that I've noticed that people really like it when my brain just is not working. And it's really funny in a way for me. It's like, ah, now I understand. You guys just don't want me to sleep. Hey, One Punch. It's actually kind of fitting, One Punch, and it's only one dot. But I'm not the only one delivering newspapers in my tiny little village. But the other one does actually use their car now. I think it's like a father and son thing for them. I'm on my own because I don't like talking to people. We want that premium sleep deprived content. I know you guys want that. I mean, I made a voiceover for the video for tomorrow, today. Although it's, I think... No, I started talking about armpits, and now I see like... certain land masses look kind of like an armpit, or just has the shape of one. Like... how is... Just think of like the Caribbean Sea. It's like if you follow the shape of the coast from like Florida all the way around to like Mexico, like that kind of shape, I always say like that's the armpit of the Caribbean Sea. Or Africa also has that kind of shape in the western part. Better than the other shape from earlier, the ball sack. But yeah, it's might as well. No. That's Taiga. Get the fuck out of here, Taiga. I don't think keepers will be able to get to here. Let's just move up the snow a little bit, smooth it out. Move it up a little bit. Now the keepers... Nope, fuck off. Pushing the limits of sleep deprived content. And whenever I'm sleep deprived, it's really close to me when I'm drunk. Like I'm only... The only thing is I'm not singing. And yes, once walking through the streets of Rotterdam, I just started loudly singing the Pink Panther theme. Because... the reasons. I also realized probably shouldn't drink that much when it's snowing and you haven't eaten that much. My boss found it funny though. And before anyone wonders, I don't live in Rotterdam. I just was there with an internship. My boss though was amazing because he was just as drunk as I was. I also attract not it's in some way morbid, but I definitely attract a certain kind of people because we just started. There was this one colleague then, and we just started talking about like the benefits of cannibalism. Like we were both probably just wasted, but we started saying like, oh, but you know, after that, a body doesn't really have that much like, you know, it has some like emotional value and such, but beyond that, there's not that much value to it. So maybe we should make better use of bodies because it's a thing that we will always have. And then I was kind of like, yeah, but nobody's really going to want to do that because it's cannibalism. Also brings me to the video of tomorrow, because for some reason, well, I know why, because it's murderous history, so of course I will remember that, but maybe Inspector, you might remember this as well from history lessons. Probably not, because it's not something that's usually discussed that much, but the murder, or yeah, I think it's the murder or the execution of Johan de Witt, where they basically took our, this is like 400, 500 years ago, where the Dutch people basically took their leader and sawed him and his brother in half. And probably ate some parts of that. Or at least that's like the rumor thing of like, oh, they ate some parts, or they... I mean, somebody literally, I think, has Napoleon's penis in a jar. And is very proud of it. And I'm just like, why do you have that? How do you have that? Why are you keeping it? I've been binge listening to Crime Junkies and Serial Killer podcast. One of the serial killers was a couple that had consumed at least 30 people whole. We talked about cannibalism, so that brings me to tomorrow's video. Well, how can I talk myself out of this without giving too much spoilers? Well, I basically just started talking a little bit about like how we Dutch people once sawed our own political leader in half together with his brother, and then that some people might have ate parts of him. They had like all human meat. Isn't it sad that, or it's just like a joke that humans are like, that they like taste like chicken? The Witt brothers. Yeah, that shit was dark. Yes, and there's paintings of it. Although, to be granted, there are quite a lot of paintings where you're just like, that's a very dark thing to be depicted. Why? Alright, let's see what happens, and everything is white again. Is this the weirdest stream that we've had so far, or not? I mean, we talked about a frozen ball sack, well, I talked about how we Dutch people don't take us as really soft-spoken and friendly because we will kill you if we have to. Or have to if we want to. Of course, it's the penguins. In Mr. Makey voice, don't eat people, McKay. Okay. I want stroop waffles. I do have a few of them downstairs. Helena, I'm not sharing them. Should I get the stroop waffles? Maybe. But Lena, you're right from Belgium, right? So, are there no stroopwafels in Belgium? It's not like, well, we're close enough, so maybe there's some. What's the beef between Belgians and Dutchies? They stole our chocolates. I have no idea. We Dutch people have beef with all our neighbors. And we will take them to the courthouse. No stroop waffles in Belgium, just Brussels waffles. You guys are really missing out on things. Again, like, if you don't at least understand or am okay with stroop waffles, then I don't trust you, because everybody loves them. It's kind of like with pizza. I've already told this once. My entire vocabulary is just cracking right now, but I just don't trust people who don't like stroop waffles or who don't like pizza. May I start a fight by saying waffles better than windmills? I mean, it's food, so I kind of agree. Stoveflies for the win. I haven't had that in so long. Like, all of the things that I make are usually, well, either pasta or just, I don't know. I usually don't go into cooking with a recipe. I'm just like, I want to throw this, this, and this together. I will find a way to do it. Because innovative. This is, I think, the most normal subject we have had today, foods. That needs to remain icy. Coffee cooker. All the foods. Good night. Berlijnse bollen met chocolade erop. Berliner bollen. Ooh. That's the only reason that well, that and I think the roller coaster is called Black Mamba, but Phantasialand has really great Berliner Bollen. So I just want to return just for those. Like, forget the rest of the entire thing. Or was it? Yeah, it was fantastic. Or Yeah, it was Fantasia Land. Europa Park had these really great bratwursten. I remember places by the foods. But in the Netherlands there's Capsalon. Or as I like to call it, a heart attack in a box. Fun thing though, Europa Park has a lot of European countries. Belgium is not among them. Although the Dutch section did kind of went up in flames. I blame Belgium. I kind of want the polar bears to kind of stick around this area. Yeah. Snowball. Ooh, wind chimes. I'm just going to do some of the rock work, which means copy rocks from different places. Because again, this is just too much rock work to do by hand anymore. Remove this. Like at a certain point you have to say like, alright, this is too much rock work to be doing. Whoa. Or at least too much rock work to be doing by hand anymore. I kinda wanted to like go up the hills here a little bit. But a lot of places I remember because of the food. The only one that I don't remember because of the food is the Efteling, actually, surprisingly. Like the Efteling, for me at least, doesn't stand out anywhere when it comes to food. Although I will always go on to the Flying Dutchman. Not because the Flying Dutchman is a great coaster, just because it's themed really nicely. It's not cheating, it's just being efficient. Yeah. Otherwise, like, this would have taken ages to build. Also, yes, I made some small barge to the... How did we call this village again? More baby penguins. Frostvik. Yeah, Dutch theme parks don't have outstanding food. Yeah, it's also... Yeah, Disneyland in Paris, I also don't remember off the food. Well, I remember, but that's more because... I thought that as... I think it was in high school, we went to Disney for one day, but I thought, or at least my parents told me, like, oh, you're not allowed to bring outside food into the park. So I didn't bring any food because I thought, oh, there's going to be enough food stalls there. Forgetting that everybody wants to go on every ride, so everybody's just quickly just throwing or just stomping food into their stomach and then going to wait in queue. So there was no time to really go for a restaurant or anything, so I think I survived that entire day on 2 waffles. And all the snacks that I brought, because I did bring snacks. Because I thought like, oh, if these are going to be taken away, then I don't mind that. But yeah. I also just, well, this is just a thing in general, I don't eat that much. So it was fine. It was, however, a little bit annoying to see everybody just enjoying their food and me just being there like, I wish I had brought my own food, but I thought it was going to be taken away because, you know. Don't you get sick in the rides when you eat just before? Well, we ate before like the Phantom Manor. So that's not really a ride you can get sick in. Is it just me or is the music really silent? Yeah, it is. So. But like when it came to like the bigger ride or like the roller coasters, yeah, I generally don't want to eat before those. So smooth it out because I need to check if it's all usable. And chocolate for sure. After that, it depends on the moods. Oh, that's for the favorite foods. Stew meat and for sweet stompoos with custard. What's how do you explain a tompoos? I have no idea how to explain it. It's kind of dessert. 1 second. That's a very disgusting looking one though. Ah. I'm not recording anymore, but I can quickly show you guys one. Tompoos. It's like a sort of, I almost would call it wafer-like too, like small wafer-like things. Cream in the middle and then some kind of thing or something on top. So it's, for me, always messy to eat because if you stab it with a fork or like try to cut it with a fork, like that cream in the middle is just going to poke out. But Lena, if you want to know what a tompoos is, it's that. And it's like some kind of strawberry or just a very sweet glazing. This isn't like completely wafer-like, but I can't really describe what else it is. It's kind of like a sort of pastry thing. But yeah, this cream, it's just going to get messy. I just always say, grab it by the bottom and just bite it instead of trying to cut it. Although alright, now the music is a little bit too loud. So, now I can hear myself again. Need to remove that image. It's glazed puff pastry with cream. Yes. And then some kind of glazing on top. I always think strawberry, but I don't know for sure. Also, I built some more African houses. Need to make that music even more silent because... So... I always get sick when a ride goes in 2 different directions. I'm always just afraid of losing my glasses. And I've learned last Planet Zoo, or not Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster community meetup, that I could also just take off my glasses before going into a ride. Like that never... Here is where I'm just an idiot. Like it never occurred to me like, oh yeah, I can remove my glasses. Oh yeah. Why did I never do that? Like I was just always anxiously holding onto my glasses, which made it so that I couldn't hold onto like the restraints or anything because I only have... Well, I could hold on with one hand, but that doesn't really give you that much. So for me, rides were always a little bit more terrifying, just because I was just loosely hanging there. I'm back, sorry I left, my internet has problems. Don't worry about it, Mutant. Although you did come onto a more normal part of the stream because we were just talking about food. Instead of frozen ball sacks and frozen breasts and pulling fingernails and how we Dutch people once sawed our own political leader in half and some people might have ate parts of him. So you're definitely on a more calm part of the stream now. So I think your internet was just like saving you from the worst parts of the stream and throwing you back in when the stream was a little bit more mellow. So in a way, your bad internet is actually helpful. It's literally censoring the stream. I think my body is starting to say, go to sleep, you bitch. But I don't want to. It stays white underneath the water. Like I want to finish the glacier part of this. I'm just going to take this because this is on like the just the right height. Oops. I am really happy for tomorrow's video though. Because it's going to be the giant panda bear habitat. And let's talk about the gold. How we ate one of our political leaders. Once we're back in Can Al-Bashar though, because I've built some things in Can Al-Bashar, and I'm also still working on that warthog habitat. I have a very particular... I think I've once had that rant before, or the rant that I have in mind. But... I have something in mind that I want to talk about. The one from Essence World? Yes. Because we're... Tomorrow and Wednesday... Like, Wednesday is going to be the last one of, like, the trilogy of things that I made in Suyana. After that, we're back to, like, Valhalla and everything. The fun thing is, though, I can take a week off if I want to, because I have enough footage stored now that I'm like, yeah, I could make a lot of videos with this. I'm not going to take a week off because given that we're still in lockdown, this is the only thing keeping me somewhat sane. The pandas that walk on the lily pads, yes. Is there a police station or jail in Canada? Oops, I think I'm hitting my mic. You always mention people getting mugged there. I mean, do you trust the police in a place where you're constantly getting mugged, or there's like literally an entire like... For anyone who has played Dragon Age Inquisition, Caen Bashar is kind of heavily inspired by Olay from Dragon Age Inquisition. So there's a lot of just scheming, maybe not just outright murder. That's all below water. Oh, it's all one thing. Or at least a not obvious murder, because of course you need to get away with it. Like, that's idea number one when it comes to murder. You need to get away with it. I need to be able to block this boss. But I was thinking of like a jail, but right now I'm just thinking, is Caen Bashar going to survive? Because frame rate. Like, that's always a thing that we will have to start considering from now on. Is the frame rate going to hold up? Because right now the frame rate isn't anymore like, oh, I can upgrade my PC. No. Like, if I want to improve the frame rate, then Frontier has to release a patch that stabilizes the game more. Like, I can't really do anything from my end anymore. Because my PC is like miles in front of what Planet Zoo requires. I want to have like a fallen tree in here. It would then probably fall from this area. Can make a more secluded island for prisoners. Maybe frame rate is better when you don't have a bunch of details right in the screen. I am actually thinking of like having like small little zoos that I can still connect to Caen Bashar, saying it's like, oh, it's far away, but it's like just a small zoo with like 2 habitats, and then you just have to manually put it somewhere close to Caen Bashar. Although, here's the thing, I'm like somewhat cautious of like how much am I going to do, because I mean, I have the tendency to take on a little bit too much. Fallen tree. Where's the one tree? This one tree works really well. Fallen. So. And then. And then there's also like, maybe I want to keep this thing for a future game I've been looking forward to. Building wouldn't be such a pain, and well, it's not a pain, it's just like it's sometimes a little bit slow. Or while loading into it is slow. I've really started using all of the like favoriting things. Also, this is something I think a teacher of me once said. If you look at a tree and you want to figure out how the roots should go, just imagine the tree upside down. That like the root system is usually kind of the same as the branches. Or at least as like high. Or big. And then of course some that are visible actually. Or should be visible at any point. I need to relay the road then. But I've literally thought of like, oh, maybe like, because I've been talking about Conterno so much, which literally just started out as like Plague Nation, and now it's like the trade capital of my fantasy world by this point, and I'm like, I could like build just a small build, like a small village somewhere in, like not Conterno itself as in the city, but just a small kind of zoo based in Conterno, or just a small world there, like maybe 3 episodes, and then we will move on to a different part of the world. But it's kind of like, yeah, maybe I want to use that part of the world for some other, like a bigger project one time when like maybe a new game is released, and I want to use this fantasy world for that game as well. And sorry, I'm focusing on the root system. I have to relay the path then though. Because then the path would have to go here, because this is obviously going to dig away at the roads. Oh. Why? So. And then this would just be straight up dirt. Maybe some of those. Because some roads are going to be broken. But then also, plants would really quickly grow back. Because you have like just fresh soil. So plants would really quickly grow there. I have no idea if this is anywhere near realistic, but wait, am I using this plant anywhere here? No. Do I have the grass thing? Yes. If anybody, like, I understand if you use this actually in the water, but it also just makes amazing grass. Just saying that if you're looking for something to emulate grass, the aquatic pack delivered on that one. Excuse me. I placed something, but I have no idea where. Like, sometimes the game just does that, and you hear like the placing noise, and you have no idea where it is. It is annoying though, because you want to know where you place something. Because it has happened that I find a tree and I'm just like, why? Where is it? Why did it? I don't understand this. So. I need to start favoriting, like, I wish we could have like different sections of like, I favorite these plants for Canopsha, I favorite these plants for some other place. I legitimately forgot that this place was named Valhalla. You can do custom tags, right? Yes. I think. I think. Oh yeah, you can create them. Maybe I will do that once in a while, that I create just like, you know, a plant palette. If it, is that a bridge for visitors? It doesn't seem to have that bulky underside. Yeah, I need to build a bridge here. And it does have the bulky underside. But I need to build a bridge. I think that's the next thing, or well, not this stream anymore. Like this stream, we've been going for 2 hours, so I'm close to ending the stream for today. Even though actually today I could go for longer. I don't want to because sleep. This is too much or too many flowers. Yeah, like I think I'm just going to connect the nature on this side a little bit, and then we're going to call it a stream. It looks so flat, I was already jealous. Well, they are working on a mod, so no, Frontier isn't working on it themselves, but the modders are working on making null paths. Kind of like null barriers where you don't see them, but that guests in a way will see them. So you might be getting null bridges where you basically have... I mean, you can build a floating... well, floating people in a way. I don't know how far they are with it though, so... I just know that they are working on it. Aston and Drew sometimes mention it. Because Aston and Drew are, I think, in closer contact with the actual modders. But they are, from what I heard, working on creating null paths. Where you just like see the path only when you're placing it, and as soon as you go out of it, like right now you can see this null barrier. And now it's gone. Like kind of, I think the same effect with bots, but I'm not sure because of course I also hear it just from Drew and Stan, so they might also just be lying out of their asses, but then I think we will all riot. Yeah, I would also love null paths because now, like, if I want to make a bridge that looks like it works, I have to make it thicker. Even if I don't want to. If I like want to have like a really skinny bridge, like a rope bridge, I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to mind. But if I want to have a bridge like that, I can't because that concrete underside is going to show through. But again, I don't know how far along with it they are, or how, like, if they are still like working on it. I think so, because I do occasionally still hear Aston and Drew talk about it, but I do hope we hear a little bit more from it soon. It's in a way sad that the modders have to step in, and Frontier isn't giving us that. But then, in the end, I think the modding community will keep Planet Zoo alive much longer than Frontier will. Like, that's just... might be a spicy take or a spicy topic, but I think that as soon as Planet Zoo, like, once they've gotten all what they wanted out of it, Frontier will move on to a new game, because that's how a company works. But I think modders, they will usually stick to a game much longer because they like the game and they want to like implement their ideas into it. Just that Frontier has been a little bit hesitant with allowing the modders to do things. I like the fallen tree. It just adds something to what would otherwise be just a meh slope. Excuse me. Yeah, wiggly rope or like a bridge with loose beams is impossible now. Well, we can, but visitors can't walk over it. Yes. Because I'm just going to go to this bridge. This underlayer was literally only placed here because I needed to hide that concrete bit. Otherwise, this bridge would literally be just some planks and then, well, some beams sticking out. So, it was inevitable that I would hit my mic with my glasses, but it happened. I don't know if any one of you catch or caught it, but I caught it and it annoys me, so yeah, I don't like hitting my mic. I don't think anybody likes hitting their mic. I don't want to go completely extra with all these grass pieces, but I want it to look like a natural path, which usually means it's like a kind of overgrown on the sides. Small tree here. Do I know if the polar bears can't escape? No. I think I need to move the entrance to the actual penguin habitat. But I don't know where. It could go here. But I think you guys can hear it, but I think I'm going to end the stream here. We have been going for 2 hours by now, and we have gotten a lot done. Like, the sort of mining section is half done. I need to build a lot more, like, whatever you call these things. But I think in the next stream, hopefully tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, Monday, because tomorrow there will be a video out and I never do a stream and a video on the same day. But hopefully Monday we will build something over here. So it's not going to be really directly involved with the polar bear habitat. It's just going to give you a nice view. So then I will also in the next stream build this bridge. Rock work I'm going to do off camera because that's just copy and pasting. And then figuring out this. So we have kind of a thing set already for the next stream. Which, again, Monday. Not tomorrow, Monday. Because never do a stream and a video on the same day. Because that's going to mentally break me. But anyway, I thank you all for being here. It was it was an interesting stream, let's say it like that. And I wish all of you guys a very happy rest of your day. Bye bye.